Money or son? There was once a poor family, a father, a mother, and their only son. When their son grew up, he moved to a faraway country to work so he could help his parents after all the hard times they had faced. The young man worked abroad for the 5 years and saved a lot of money. After those 5 years, he decided to return home without telling his parents, hoping to surprise them. He first visited his childhood friend, who was very happy to see him and invited him to stay at his house. They spent time talking and remembering their childhood memories. The young man said to his friend, "I don't want to tell my parents yet because I want to surprise them." The friend suggested, "How about you go to your parents' house dressed as a traveler and ask them if you can stay for the night? Tomorrow I will come with the music band and we will throw a big party to celebrate your return." The young man thought this was a great idea. He went to his parents' house dressed as a traveler. When he knocked on the door, his parents warmly welcomed him, not recognizing him because he had changed his looks and voice. He told them he was lost in their village and asked if he could stay with them for the night. He also gave them a lot of money for their kindness. His parents believed he was a wealthy stranger and had no idea he was their son. That night, the father and mother began thinking about how rich the guest was. They wanted to steal his money and keep it for their son. After talking for a while, they decided to kill the guest and take all his money. The mother carried a lamp at midnight and the father brought a knife. They quietly went into the guest's room while he was fast asleep. Without knowing it was their son, the father stabbed him in the heart again and again. They then buried the body and took all his money. The next morning, the young man's friend arrived at the house with a music band ready to celebrate. When he asked about the guest, the parents said, "What guest? No one stayed here last night." The friend grew worried and said, "The guest I'm talking about is your son. He came back from abroad with a lot of money to surprise you. I agreed with him to come today to celebrate with you." The parents were shocked and horrified. The father fell to the ground, unable to bear the news. The mother began crying and screaming, "We killed our own son." Everyone was stunned by what had happened. They tried to help the father, but it was too late. He had died from the shock, and the mother was left alone, filled with grief and sorrow. Moral of the story: greed can blind us and make us do terrible things. In trying to take more, the parents lost their most precious thing in their lives, their son. When we act out of greed, we may destroy the things we care about. Always think before acting and never let greed take over your heart.